Since I can remember, I always used to drink alcohol. I think I started at 14 like most people here in Europe. You start with the casual beer here and there, then you slowly move to some homemade cocktails, all the way to getting hammered in a park on strawberry flavored vodka. I don't want to say that I had a problem with alcohol. In fact, over the last couple of years, I was not drinking it very frequently. But every time I used to drink, I would over-exaggerate until I'd pass out. This wasn't really a big problem, except for the fact that drinking would throw me off for a week, would create a little bit of tension in my relationship, and since having a kid would make mornings extremely difficult. I decided to stop just to test things out. Basically, I decided to run a 365-day experiment on myself. Today, I want to share with you some of the benefits and lessons that I found over the past year, as well as some unexpected things. I've just completed my first year without drinking a sip of alcohol. For me, not drinking alcohol has been the single best decision that helped me progress in my personal development journey. Since then, I have moved cities, doubled my income, and lost about 17 kilograms of weight. I'm not here to try and convince you to stop drinking alcohol. I just want to share with you my experience. So, there are 4 main categories of improvement, and we're going to start with the health benefits. First and foremost, I lost a bunch of weight. For as long as I can remember, I've always been the fat guy of the group. Even in school or later in life, I've always been chubby and definitely overweight. I'm not saying that quitting alcohol is the only thing that helped me lose weight, but it's definitely one of those things that motivated me to do more and try to lose a little. I now have the ability to consume calories in a different way. Since I'm not drinking my calories, I can now eat pretty much what I want and still be in a calorie deficit. I am not really going to the gym consistently. I am not dieting, I'm actually eating McDonald's and I'm eating pizzas, like I eat everything. The simple fact that I don't eat breakfast and I'm not drinking my calories allows me to lose weight. It's still pretty difficult for me to hit my calorie maintenance goal with just lunch and dinner. Maybe coincidentally, by not drinking alcohol, I don't stay out late in the club. So I'm not eating the extra pizza or kebab at 4 a.m. And I'm also not fucking up my hormonal rhythms. The second health benefit that I found was improved sleep quality. We all know that a good night's sleep is crucial if you want to perform to the highest possible level. I have so many things to do that I can't be in bed for 10 hours to make sure I get 8 hours of actual sleep. This year, I reduced my sleep time from 7 hours to 5.5 on average at night. How is it possible that I sleep better and I feel more rested even though I sleep less? First of all, I am not intoxicated when I go to sleep, and that helps a lot because I'm falling asleep incredibly fast and I'm actually sleeping well. I am also more consistent since I'm not drinking occasionally, so I always tend to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time, which also helps with circadian rhythms, and that makes me sleep better. Another health benefit is that I have a more stable mood now. This is a game changer when you have a lot on your plate and you're doing a lot of different things with different people. Years ago, I used to be this reactive guy that would over-exaggerate my reactions every time something unexpected would happen. I can now switch off work mode and go into dad mode immediately. I rarely feel pissed off, and I don't really feel anger or I don't really feel jealous. I'm just more stable and overall less emotionally reactive. I feel less angry and less tense than I used to before. Then the last health-related benefit is that my mental sharpness increased unexpectedly. You know exactly what I'm talking about here. That Sunday feeling after a huge night out on a Saturday. You're sitting on the couch, eating some cereal, and you feel like shit. You don't want to do anything, you don't want to think about anything, and you don't want to see anyone. You just stay there and watch TV. You do nothing, you're unproductive, and your mind is unfocused. You can't even think properly. I was already pretty sharp. At least I like to think that. But now I don't have any fog anymore. I know exactly what I have to do at every minute of the day. I remember last year sitting in my bed on a Sunday afternoon thinking, what should I do? What can I do? What do I want to do? Should I eat? Like just random confused thoughts. Now I wake up literally at 4:45 a.m. on a Sunday morning and I know exactly what I have to do. I can focus and I can see what I have to achieve. I have found my way of life and I have found my purpose too. I know what I have to do and I know how much work I need to do to fulfill my purpose. This is not something that everyone gets to do, by the way. Most people live their life because they have to. They wake up pissed off, they go to work pissed off, they hate everyone just because, they go to a bar, they drink themselves to sleep, and they repeat the same bullshit the next day. What a great way of living life. I also started to notice that people around me have a strong need for me to drink. If I'm not drinking alcohol, people ask me if I'm not drinking because I have a problem with it. It seems like people have difficulty living with this idea that I am not consuming alcohol. I just don't understand, why is it okay to judge negatively someone because they don't want to drink poison? Like, think about it. Alcohol is the only drug that if you don't do it, you must have a problem with it. You might be asking yourself, why did you quit? Well, every single year there are about 3 million alcohol-related fatalities in the world. That is almost 2.5 million more than heavy drug-related ones. If this isn't enough, there are also a whole lot of short-term and long-term health risks involved in drinking alcohol, such as motor vehicle accidents, violence, alcohol poisoning, miscarriage, high blood pressure, mental health problems, heart disease, liver disease, digestive problems, weak immune system, and even dementia. All of this in exchange for a little bit of fun. That doesn't really sound fair to me. But this isn't the main reason why I decided to quit. I decided to quit because I have too many things to do. I have too many responsibilities, and I have a duty to my kids and my girlfriend to become the best version of myself. I cannot achieve all of this if I spend my weekends drinking. This is actually a great segue to introduce the second category of benefits, which is productivity. Being sober for a year made me incredibly productive, and I think this is pretty obvious too. I haven't wasted a single weekend this entire year because I was hungover. I got up every morning at 5 a.m. almost every morning, and I started to work at 5:30 a.m. Saturday and Sunday included. Most days I'm able to go all the way till 10 p.m. and still have stable levels with my productivity. Also, people stop inviting you to things when they understand that you're not going to drink and being loud and doing dumb shit. So you don't even need to find an excuse to say no to some party, and you can stay home and be productive. I consider this a bonus. The second productivity benefit is that I am more competitive now. The discipline required to stay sober for a year after having drank alcohol my entire life made it easy for me to become ultra competitive in any area. I don't care what challenge we're doing. I will outwork you. I will beat the shit out of you. I notice this because people tend to just easily give up. Did you know that the 14th of January is International Quitters Day? That's because 80% of people quit their New Year's resolution on that day. I am going to show up 365 days a year every single year. I am ultra competitive. Not drinking alcohol has helped me develop this killer mentality. And the last productivity benefit that I will share with you is that it was easier for me to build new habits. To build a habit, you need to be very consistent. So whatever it is that you're trying to build or you're working on needs to be done on a daily basis for a long enough period of time. I can now consistently work on habits day in and day out. About 6 months ago, I started to wake up before 5 a.m. I tried this in the past and I always failed because after a week or two, there was some event or some late night drinking that would mess up my rhythms, making me fall out of the habit that I was building, and then I just give up. This time it was remarkably easy because I could wake up at 5 a.m. Saturday and Sunday every single time. So I found less resistance to building this habit. I gotta say one thing though, I kind of miss the taste of some of the things I used to drink, like a fine glass of red wine, an ice cold vodka soda, or a refreshing cocktail. Still, I found some pretty good alternatives. They're not perfect, but I think it would be ridiculous to give up everything that I'm working towards and the future that I'm building for my family just to have a better tasting cocktail. Let's move into some relationship benefits because I know this is one of the most significant parts when it comes to alcohol and its abuse. So the ability to wake up early to play with my kids was the biggest benefit for me. Just this point alone was worth the entire year sober for me. My oldest son is awake between 6 and 7 a.m. and being that hungover every 3 days and not being able to get up and go play with him, to me, is the most unmasculine thing a man can do. Your son wants to spend time with you, have breakfast together, or whatever it is, but you can't because you're hangover. Imagine the conversation. Sorry, son, I am still too drunk to spend quality time with you. Basically, your son will hear, to me, alcohol is more important than you. And don't come at me with any excuses. You can control your arms and what you put in your body. And if you can't stop before you're too drunk, for your kids, there's nothing I can do for you, and I have no sympathy either. Like, none of it. Fuck you. The second benefit is that I'm now more selective about the people I hang out with. This year, I made some extremely valuable and significant connections with really important and wealthy people. I also understand that I have lost a couple of my friends, mostly because I was not going out as much anymore. To be honest, I'm happy because those were not real relationships. Basically, we were just drinking buddies or partying friends. If we stop talking just because I don't drink alcohol and we cannot do something else together, then I'd rather not be your friend. I have specific friends that only meet each other at the bar. After going sober, I struggle to go to a bar. Like, I sit with the boys and talk about random stuff, but after a while they will get drunk and start sounding ridiculous and they start doing stupid shit. If you're sober, you really quickly find all of that ridiculous and you slowly stop going to the bars because it's not really fun. Most of the time, you will be judged by these people. But let's be honest, looking at how they're living their life, it's not that it matters that much, at least in my opinion. If you're doing better than me in life and you judge me and you want to give me advice, I will gladly listen to you. But I'm not going to listen to some fucker that is drunk all the time, that has no purpose, no drive, no appreciation for anything, and just complains all the time. The last category of benefits that I found is self-esteem. If you're struggling with low self-esteem, I highly suggest that you try and go sober for a while. Just give it a try. It might help you more than you think alcohol does. The big benefit: I made fewer bad decisions and I have no regrets this year. We all have done some bullshit while we're drunk. Maybe you talked to the girl that you liked in a bad way and you fucked up your chances, or you slept with the wrong person, or you did something stupid like you stole a car or whatever it is. There's a whole bunch of things you could do when you're drunk, and that is something that doesn't happen when you are sober. So I think this is a big benefit, and I am quite happy that 2022 was the first year ever which I have no regrets about. The second benefit is that you will develop real confidence. Alcohol doesn't increase your confidence, it's just a temporary cancellation of your shyness. Write that down. When you're sober, you need to develop real confidence. You're lucky though, because you get to practice with drunk people. When you go out and everyone else is drinking and you're not, you can slowly build your confidence with these people. There's nothing stopping you because most of them won't even remember anything that you say. So even if you fuck up or you do something not in the perfect way, first off, they won't notice. And second, they won't even remember that. Drunk people are great for practicing stuff. Damn, I sound like a psychologist now, using drunk people to my advantage. Drunk people will also not really listen to you because they're thinking about the next gin tonic or where the hot after party is going to be. To be honest with you, I see no advantage in getting drunk anymore. It's not even enjoyable. I have found different ways to enjoy life. Basically, I completely changed my personal integrity this year. Even if I were to make a list of pros and cons, I don't think there's anything out there that would make me drink alcohol again. I know some of you watching this video are actually thinking about it and would like to try to stay for a period of time without alcohol. But you are kind of afraid of other people's opinions and you're scared about how difficult of a commitment that could be. One thing you can do is start slowly and build up to that point. You don't need to start big. Start small. And if you need more help and you need more input, here is a video I made about exactly how I became fearless and unstoppable with one simple trick.